Hi everyone, it's Lorelai, and welcome to another RPG Maker with tutorial. In the last video, we designed the map of this dungeon, the Crystal Caves, and added some treasure. In this video, let's go ahead and add the simple puzzle element for this dungeon. There's going to be a gate, but it's going to be a locked gate, and the user is going to need to find a key to unlock this gate. So let's add a quick event. We're going to do a door, but the door is going to be one of these gates. Let's go with this one on the left. Right now, we don't have the location for it to go yet. That will be the final boss's room. So I'm just going to keep it like this, but we're going to edit this event. Right now, you can see the one and only event page has the door automatically open and transfer the character. But we actually want the door to be locked at the beginning. So let's make a condition for this event page where the door opens and transfers the character. So it will only do that if switch 4 is on, and switch 4 will be called unlocked. So when unlocked is on, this event will appear. So that means we're gonna need a new event. Let's go to event page. I'm going to copy this event page and then paste it so that we have two of the same events. So we have two of the same events, 1 and 2. But for the first one, we're going to turn off this switch so that event page 2 has switch unlocked on and event page 1 does not. And then under event details, we're going to go ahead and just remove all of these. So now when the condition unlocked is not on, is off, I suppose, there are currently no event details on this page. So the door will not open and the character will not be transferred. Instead, we can say something like, the gate doesn't budge. We could also play a sound effect. We might do that before the text is shown. So under audio, play sound effect, maybe open to. Kind of sounds like you're trying to open the door, but it's not really working. There might be other good sound effects you can use. I urge you to go through the entire list and see what will work for your dungeon. Good game design would then say that we should give the player a hint. So the gate doesn't budge, but why? Now what I'm thinking is we put another event right here, sort of adjacent to the gate. And this event is going to look like this pedestal that is missing a crystal. And maybe you can see where I'm going with this. We can use an empty pedestal graphic like this one to indicate that the gate is locked. The crystal is missing. So when the player finds the crystal and puts it on the pedestal, the event graphic can change to any one of these, and that will unlock the gate. Sort of like a magic crystal or orb, however you see whatever this is. So let's use this empty pedestal here and make sure fixed direction is on so that when the player interacts with this, it's not going to try to change direction. And we're going to leave event details empty for now. First, we have to make the crystal that is placed on the pedestal that will open the gate. So let's go to our database and go under items. In another episode, we made the King's Crystal. Now we need to make a crystal that is the key for the pedestal for the gate. So let's just go ahead and copy this item and paste it here and just change the name to glowing orb. For the sake of clarity, we're not going to call everything a crystal. This is going to be an orb. And for this, I'm going to choose one of the icons down here that actually already looks like the pedestal. So let's go ahead and go with blue. And we'll change the description. An orb with grooves on the bottom. And that's sort of a clue on what exactly this item is supposed to do. We're going to keep it as a key item, and it is not a consumable, and you can never use it. There is never an occasion to use it. And everything else is going to stay as it is. Press OK. Now we need an opportunity to find this item. And in my sketch, I have it so that it is back here in this little area. I like it so that you, as a player, see the obstacle first before you see the key. So in this case, we are encountering this gate, but we don't actually have the key yet. We don't have the orb yet. So I'm not going to have it so that you can pick up the orb down here. I'm going to put it up here so that you pass the gate before you can actually find the orb. And of course, that's entirely dependent on the game that you're making. Maybe you need an item that's up here in order to get through perhaps a door that's down here. And then this door that's down here will give you the key for the door that's up here. You can get really creative and you can make really fun dungeons in RPG Maker. So don't let this simple tutorial stop you from making something really cool. So how do we want to do this? Let's add an event here, and I'm going to use an image of an orb on a pedestal already. We picked blue, so I'm going to pick this shining blue orb. Again, fixed direction is on. Make sure priority is same as character, and the trigger is action button. For the event details, what we're going to do is show text, take the orb, we're going to put this in the middle, press OK, and now we're going to show choices. We're going to show either yes or no. And this is actually already built in for you. You don't need to change anything except perhaps the window position we will put in the middle, and then press OK. Now you'll move the hammer cursor underneath where it says yes, and this will be what happens when we say yes, we're going to take the orb. First, let's go ahead and play a sound effect. Let's play item 3. Then we can show some text that says, gained glowing orb. We can put that in the middle. Then we will go to party, change items, find our item, glowing orb, and then say increase that by 1. So now when we say yes, it'll play a sound effect. It'll say gained glowing orb. It will give us the item. And then what we want to do is to control self switch A to on. Then if you say no, nothing will happen. It will just exit the event. But when self switch A is on, we're going to have to make a new event page, change the image to an empty pedestal with fixed direction on. And if you want, you can go ahead and add some events that say something like an empty pedestal. This one's had an orb on it or something like that. But we're just going to leave this blank and set the condition to self switch A being on. So now when we take the item, the glowing orb, it'll turn on self switch A, which will switch to this new event page, which is completely blank with the image of an empty pedestal. And then we can press OK. Now that we have the orb, we can go back to this event down here and edit this. We're going to go straight down to event details. And right at the beginning, we are going to add a conditional branch. So under flow control, we're going to go to condition branch, and we're going to use the bumpers to go all the way to the end under other. And then under items, we're going to choose our glowing orb. And then at the bottom of this, we're going to select create else branch, and then press OK. So what this is going to do is it's going to check if we have the glowing orb. And if we do, then it will do something here. And if we don't, then it will do something here. So if we don't have the glowing orb, what we can say is show text, a strange empty pedestal, looks like something should go on it. So we've given them some kind of clue. If we do have the glowing orb, what we can do is go to show text, place glowing orb, and then show choices again. When you click no, the event's going to end, and then clicking yes is where the magic happens. So the first thing we're going to want to do is have this image change to the picture of the pedestal with the orb on it. There's a few ways we can do this. One of the ways is to go into movement, set movement route for this event, go to edit route, change image, and then change image here. But it gets a little tricky with the way the frames work, stepping animations, direction, because as you can see, I can only select an entire group, which doesn't necessarily work very well for these crystals. So, while that does work for some situations, it does not here. I just wanted to show you that it's a possibility. Instead of doing that, what we're going to do is control self switch A to on, and then we're going to make a new event page with the condition that self switch A is on, but this time the trigger is going to be auto run. So once self switch A turns on, this event will automatically fire. We're going to choose the image of the orb, shiny and blue, with fixed direction on, just in case. And then under event details, we can explain what's going on. So the pedestal changed. It has an orb on top now. So let's play a sound effect. Let's play collapse 3. Because it kind of sounds a little bit magical, like something really cool just happened. We played the sound effect. What we could also do is shake the screen. So we can go down to screen, shake screen, and press OK. Notice that shake screen is set to wait. So what I'm going to do is go between shake screen and play sound effect. And we're going to show balloon player exclamation point. Like they are shocked about this sound effect and how the screen is shaking. After the screen stops shaking, what we can do is have the gate actually open visually. So to do that, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna go to this gate, go down to event details. Oh, we gotta go to the next event page, and I'm going to copy this movement route. Then I'm gonna go back to this event, go to the other event page, go down to event details, and I'm gonna paste it here, but I have to change this event to the actual door event, and I don't know what event that is, so 1 sec. That is event 11, and this is why you should name your events. So we're gonna set movement route event 11 to opening up, and we can even play another sound effect like gate 1. And because that's actually a pretty long sound effect, let's change this movement route so that instead of waiting 3 frames between direction changes, we're going to wait, let's go with 10 frames. Okay, so we put the glowing orb on the pedestal. It played a sound effect. It showed an exclamation point over the player, and it shook the screen. Then it played a sound effect, and it opened up the gate through this movement route. I think that's really all it needs to do. So at the end here, I'm going to do one more self switch. We're gonna turn self switch B to on, and then I'm going to add a new event page with the condition that self switch B is on, and the image is the correct orb with the fixed direction. If you want to add any event details to this that's triggered on action button, go ahead. I'm going to leave it blank. We did forget one thing. Let's go back to this event. We want to turn on that one switch that is controlling the gate unlocked. We want to turn this to on. So now that we know the gate is unlocked and the gate's event page with the condition that unlocked is on allows the player to actually get through the gate. So let's test this out. I'm going to put the start position right here in the dungeon so that when I press play, I can play directly from here. So here's the pedestal and here's the gate. The gate doesn't budge, it says. Now this is on player touch. What we want to do is change this to action button. And then the pedestal, a strange empty pedestal, looks like something should go on it. So we gotta go get that orb. Notice you can see some of the sparkles. Oh, that's also something we have to fix. Take the orb, yes. All right, we gained the glowing orb and the orb changed to an empty pedestal. Let's go back down. Now the gate's still not working. That's because we have to do this. Place it, yes. There we go. It played a sound effect. It shook the screen. My character was very shocked. And then the gates opened. And we could run through it, but there's nowhere to transfer to. So it got us stuck here and that's fine. So let's go back to the editor and make some of those fixes. So the first thing I wanted to do was for the gate. First event page, we're going to change the trigger to action button. Press OK. The sparkles need to have their second event page image turned to none. So let me do that for them. I think I got all of them. And then I think I just wanted to change the text background from dim to windowed. I just think that looked a little better. Now let's play and see how this looks. A strange empty pedestal. Looks like something should go on it. Now the gate needs to be activated. Here's this. Take the orb. Yes. Cool. And here's our sparkle. Potion acquired. Lovely. And now it's gone from the map. Let's add our orb. And there we go. Through this gate would be the final boss. In the next video, we're going to make this dungeon nice and pretty with decoration and ambiance. If you liked this video, please consider liking and subscribing for more RPG Maker videos. I will see you in the next one.